Our responsibility as government is to create the environment and the macro stability, currency stability, and ensure that you have access to the relevant skills and financing. These were the words of the finance minister at UPSA a few days ago, University of Professional Studies, a few days ago, when he was addressing graduates of the university, where he also mentioned, and now it's on the lips of everybody, sunk into our ears and our hearts, and it's on the lips of everybody, that government's payroll is actually full at the moment. They cannot take on anymore because 60% of our revenue generated in this country is used to pay off salaries of some 650,000 citizens on the public sector payroll. So that's when we decided to have this discussion this morning, because he has advised that we become entrepreneurs, actually considering that 83% of our economy is actually built on the private sector. So we're asking you this morning on TV3 Newday, if you had a miracle of receiving 20,000 Ghana cedis this morning, what possibly could you start with it? This morning, when I spoke to my colleague George Koinian, he says he will start a pork farm. He will start rearing pig. Well, somebody says he would also start a farm. She was just vague. She said a farm. But what type of farm would you start with 20,000 cedis? Do you even have the required skills to be able to help you to do that? Ikechuku Godson Nwosu is a training consultant and an author. He is my guest this morning. And Ejewa Ejapon, she's a student at UCC, correct? She's in a third year. Yes, she's about to complete, and she also has hopes of coming out of school to become an entrepreneur. Good morning, lady and gentlemen. Good to have you in the studio this morning, and I'm believing and hoping that we're going to be having a very insightful conversation this morning to also help you out there.
Sure.
Ike, let me start with you. This that the finance minister said this morning, you've already seen videos of thousands of youth in this country queuing up just to be able to get a chance with the Ghana Immigration Service. We've seen millions, thousands of them actually, and it's just a handful that will be picked this morning. What's your general overview of the employment situation in our country?
It's a very interesting one, but my general overview is that unemployment has become imminent, and it's not just in Ghana alone. It's a situation that cuts across Africa. Yes, so that's basically what I think about this situation. I wouldn't want to take it further, but there's a case for unemployment and there's another case for unemployability.
Okay.
So these are two different things.
Unemployability.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are two different things, but I think this morning I'd just like to leave it at unemployment is something that is eating deep into the society today.
I'm sure we'll get you another day for unemployability. It was something we discussed last week, but I'm sure we'll get you at a good time. So 20,000 Ghana cedis. If I may ask, Ejewa, before I even come to you, of course, you're the consultant, you are the expert. In this day and age and on this side of the world, is 20,000 Ghana cedis able to assist a university graduate like Ejewa to even start a business? Is it too much or is it too low?
That's a very good one. Now, 20,000 Ghana cedis is enough money to start a business for a graduate. Yeah. Now, one of the things that I like to tell young graduates is pay attention to low-hanging fruits in the society.
Low-hanging fruits.
Low-hanging fruits in the environment. Now, we see the situation where a lot of young people want to start businesses. They want to go into entrepreneurship, but we have our eyes focused on the big picture
already before we even start.
So it's very common to see, for you to see a young man, a young lady come up with a proposal and tells you that he or she needs about 100,000 Ghana cedis to start up this It's cool to dream big.
How are they even able to know that they need 100,000? What goes into planning and executing before they even know that it's 100,000 they need?
You see, so I think I'll give it to some of them because a lot of them go out, make their researches and, make inquiries and come up, okay, this is how much I would need to do this. But this is the case. Sometimes you just have to face reality squarely. Before you look at the bigger picture, it is very important that you start somewhere. So you could start up a business that you will use the profit to fund the bigger picture, which is that dream of yours. You get it? So that's what I always tell people around me to also consider before they look at the bigger picture.
My next question to you would be, is being an entrepreneur easy or not? Marinate, let that marinate. I'll come to you later whilst you think about that. Ejewa, good to have you again. So you are in UCC. Yes. You are in your third year. What course are you offering?
BA Social Science. I'm major in economics and sociology.
Economics and sociology. All right. So in your mind's eye, when you're done in a year, you're going to be done in a year, right?
Right.
What are you seeking to do? If you get a white-collar job, would you take it?
Yes, I would.
If you get a job that you have to sit in the office, you would do it.
I would.
What job would that be? What are you yearning to become after school?
Probably work in a bank or...
Okay, you would want to work in a bank. Probably an insurance company, something like that, something close to that. Or maybe a telco, telecommunications,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if push comes to shove and that doesn't work out, what's your plan B?
Well, since we are all being encouraged right now to venture into entrepreneurship, I'd have no other choice than to start a business.
Yeah.
What business exactly, I haven't thought about, but right now we see a lot of people doing this hair, clothes, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think that should be lucrative.
Yeah.
I could start something like that.
I love her truth this morning, because that's actually the truth of many young people out there. They would love to be entrepreneurs. They would want to start something, but they cannot even think of what it is that they even want to start. I love where you're coming from this morning, and I'm sure by the time we are done, you'll figure out exactly where to start from. So back to you, Ike. Many people think, and many people have always said, no, I don't want to work for anybody. I want to be an entrepreneur because I think that it's easy. When I wake up, all the hustle, all the money comes to my pockets and all that. But to be an entrepreneur in actual sense and in its reality, on a scale of 0 to 100, how difficult?
I'd say 100.
Straight up. Because
the truth is, a lot of people run away from 9 to 5 because they want to work for themselves. Unfortunately, they end up working 24 hours. And that's entrepreneurship.
Now that they are working for themselves,
there's no time for you to rest, because at all points, your brain is ticking. How do I break even? What's the next idea? How do I implement this? How do I meet customers' requests? How do I do this? So entrepreneurship is 100% difficult. I will tell you that.
Okay. So what 5 things, in your estimation, would you need to be an excellent or a successful entrepreneur, if I can put it that way?
Okay. What 5 things?
Or maybe 3.
Okay, let's leave it at 3. This is a very interesting one. Now, you need people skills. Now, when I talk of people skills, you need how to interact with people, how to network with people is very, very important for you as an entrepreneur. Now, the second one is the ability to sell. There are a lot of people with brilliant ideas out there, but they cannot sell. So if you're a graduate, you're somebody who is working in a job right now, one thing that I need you to learn how to do is how to sell, because sales is actually the life of any entrepreneur. Sales is the life of any business. So that's one thing that I would tell every entrepreneur to make sure they learn even before they start the business. And now the third one is that you need to keep reinventing yourself. You see, a lot of people start a business and get stuck because the market has moved. It can be the same product, but once the market moves, you need to be quick to reinvent. It could be the product, it could be the way the product is delivered to the people, but you must be ready to reinvent yourself at all times.
Okay, so you must have people skills, you must have the ability to sell, and you must also have the ability to reinvent yourself. Now, I want to ask a question about talent, but let me go to Ejewa first. Ejewa, what comes to you easily? Cooking, makeup, hair, clothes, what comes to you easily?
I'd say hair.
You say hair. So you're able to style your own hair, able to style for other
others,
people. So say you didn't have 20,000 Ghana cedis and school was over yesterday and today is Monday morning. If you were to start anything at all, would you consider hair?
Yes, I would, definitely.
How would you start? What would you do? Would you want to sell it? Would you want to learn the styling? What is it about hair would you want to do?
Well, we have access to the internet. There's a lot of tutorials, hair tutorials and stuff on the internet so I can learn, and then I can start advertising, start doing for people.
But what would be your end goal? To style for people?
To style for people.
You would want to style the hair for people, so do installations and then style for people. But you do know that there are millions of people already online who do it. So in your estimation, how different would yours be to attract attention?
Well, I feel like as long as you keep up with trends, you know what's trending, and then you improve. I mean, you're very good at it. Like, it would naturally attract people.
Right.
So,
okay, I asked that deliberately because two questions in one. Someone told me the other day that when you want to be an entrepreneur, consider what comes to you naturally. What easily comes to you that if you're sleeping and they woke you, you will just do it for free, number one. So I want to ask this morning, is it true that when you want to be an entrepreneur, you consider what comes to you naturally? Or if nothing comes to you naturally, you haven't been able to search deep into yourself to know, can you also learn?
This is a very interesting one. And some people might not agree with what I'd say, but you don't necessarily have to make a business out of your passion.
Okay.
Not everybody who makes a business out of his or her passion are profitable. You get it? Also,
hint on that again. That's a major key.
You see, not everybody who makes a business out of his passion is profitable.
Profits,
You get it? Now, another thing is that you can also make business out of your passion. Also, that's I don't disagree with that. Now, to be an entrepreneur, this is my take. You don't necessarily have to be passionate. You don't necessarily have to have the talent for that business. But once you start the business, you must develop passion for that business. You must develop the passion to make sure that that business succeeds, right? And also, there's a difference between talent and skills. Talent is innate, skills is learned. You get it? You might not be talented at doing a particular thing, but you can learn the skills to be able to function well and to be productive in that thing you're venturing into. So as much as you are talented, as much as you feel you have the passion for this thing, also you need to learn the skills to be able to carry out that business or that venture you're going into successfully.
Our WhatsApp line is activated. I also posted the same question on my Twitter handle, the Cookie TGH. It's also on our TV3 Twitter handle as well. Please, let's keep the conversation going, but make sure you use the hashtag TV3Newday. Send in your comments and let us know what you think. But now getting to the reason we're having this discussion, we're getting to the amount. And Ike, I'm coming back to you. So in this day and age in Ghana, what businesses, maybe we should stick to two, possibly. Can we start with 20,000? But maybe before I come to you, Ezewa, have you thought about it?
Yes,
if I gave you 20,000, apart from your hair business, what is it you think you can invest 20,000 in?
Well, aside, you mean like start a business with 20,000? I would definitely do either food business or clothes.
Why do you think why food and clothes?
Because those are essentials. Everybody go
we'll eat every day.
And
we wear clothes every day. So that's what you would want to. Exactly. So would you want to start maybe from your house, or you want to get a store? What's the plan? What's the blueprint?
I'll definitely start like very small. Like you said, you shouldn't go for the bigger picture. So I start from my house.
Okay. Do you drive at the moment? Do you have a car?
No, I do not.
You don't have a car, so it means transportation would also have to be considered.
Exactly. So I'd use dispatch riders to deliver clothes. I could do it on pre-order basis so that I do not have to invest all the 20,000 at once. So when someone orders, I can buy with my 20,000, just to pre-fund the business, not exactly like put everything inside.
And if it's the food, where would you start cooking from?
From my kitchen, at home.
At home.
I think that
so people do deliveries to people.
Exactly.
And all that.
Yeah.
Okay, does she have a good blueprint?
She has an amazing blueprint. Because one thing that I've always loved to do is also the food business. That's something we cannot do without. Every day we eat breakfast, lunch, after lunch, dinner, and night food. You see.
But somebody will ask, if we all do food, who will buy from who?
Now, when people ask that question, I smile because I see people with a scarcity mentality. You see, people will always buy. There are people that would always buy for you. You don't have to target everybody. Just look around you and you would be able to find out who are your customers. If you're able to satisfy the people who you've mapped out as your customers, you are good to go. The problem is when you begin to think that everybody out there is supposed to be your customers. There are certain people who feel like, oh, I'm in Medina, this Zongo area is where I'm servicing. You go to the other place, okay, let's take a clear example. When you go to the market, on a particular line, you can see 20 tomato sellers. And the beautiful thing about it is these women are making money.
Everybody makes their sale at the end of the day.
Now, look at what are you using to compete. That's where customer service skills comes in, where your people skills come in, your ability to sell come in. You get it. So there are always people to buy.
All right. So now, Ike, she's mentioned food. She's mentioned clothing. Were they parts of the two you were going to recommend this morning?
If there were three, I would have recommended food.
Right.
But two things that I love and I would want to go into with 20,000 Ghana cedis is I love to have a hairdressing salon and a laundry business.
Fab.
Now, the idea is to have them together.
A hairdressing salon and then?
And a laundry business.
And a laundry business.
Yes.
So maybe in the same outlet or in the same spot, one side is for laundry and one side is for hair.
So that's how it works.
Two?
Now, there are a lot of young people going into the workforce today. Look at it. People are pressed for time. Time has become
essential.
Gold. It's become very essential. Now, look at the time that you used to go cut your hair and the time that you would have to get back and take your clothes to a laundry person. Right? You can either, get stuck in traffic or something. Also, if you say you want a delivery person to come pick it up, it's another money for you. But when I have a salon and I have a laundryman on the side, people who are cutting, I can easily pitch to my customers who are cutting their hair. I can easily pitch my laundry business to them. I can easily give them a discount coupon from my laundry business, which will encourage them to patronize the hair salon more and also patronize my laundry salon more. It's a whole concept, but this is just the business.
All right, okay. So the budget you're working with this morning is 20,000. So let me ask you, are you going to start the two at the same time or you start one? And if you start it, how are you going to feed the invention of the other one?
The 20,000 Ghana cedis is a perfect amount for this business.
For the two?
Yes.
For the two?
For the two businesses. Now, remember what I told you. We don't necessarily have to start from the prime.
Okay.
We don't have to start from that luxury salon or something.
Right.
You get it? All we need is a container. A container, 2 chairs, and a chair for, people. Keep the place very neat. Communicate with the people who come in very well. And you get these people coming back to you. For a laundry business, we don't need to set up the washing point from there. We can always do the washing point at the house, but just create something small as
where
a
people can pick
point. You get it?
Yeah.
For the people. So the people come, drop it off from there, and you send it to wherever you'll be washing. How much is a washing machine? A standard washing machine. How much is it?
Yeah.
So when we consider these things, you see that 20,000 Ghana cedis is enough money to get an average graduate started. Now, as the business grows, you can scale the business from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You've hinted a number of times, and I'm happy you did that, on customer service. And I think it's one area where this country is lagging behind woefully.
Yeah.
I'm customer service trained. Before I landed here, I worked with Delta Airlines.
Sure.
And customer service was prime. It was key. It was number one. Before we even get to how it's looking here, have you had any bad experience with any customer before? Sorry, with any company before? What happened? Briefly.
I buy a lot from Instagram, from online sellers, and then
those
sometimes
people. I hear you actually pay and they don't deliver.
They don't do that. It takes them forever. They give late replies. They don't pick up your calls. They don't reply your text, and it's a whole.
Yet these are people who want to be successful.
Sure.
In business. And did you pay and the product wasn't sent to you within the estimated time?
Exactly. They insist on payments before delivery.
Okay.
So then you have to pay.
Right.
And then it takes them forever to deliver.
Yeah.
They come up with excuses. They can't get a dispatch rider.
Exactly.
They can't, a whole lot of excuses. And it's really...
Okay. Hint and wrap up with customer service for me as an entrepreneur. How important is customer service to the success of your business?
Now, it's important that we know that it is very expensive to win a customer, right?
Yeah.
But you spend less when you want to keep the customer.
Okay.
Now, when you have a poor customer service, you're actually driving people away from your business. And you must understand that the competition out there is heavy. So, train your staff on how to deliver not just customer service, but excellent customer service. Because when you keep delivering excellent customer service consistently, sales become more easier for you, and then it has, it directly affects your profit, and then you remain in business.
Okay, is the customer always right?
The customer is not always right, but the customer is king.
Okay. The customer is not always right. I've always believed that, but he's added another icing on the cake. The customer is not always right, but he is king or the queen. Okay, we are so grateful that you came this morning.
Thank you very
Ikechukwu
much.
Gotson in Wonsu. He is a training consultant and an author as well. He's been guiding us this morning on what you can do with 20,000 Ghana cedis. And Ejewe Japan, she's also a student at the University of Cape Coast, about to graduate in a year, and I think she's ready to start her own business. Now the problem is how to get funding. So we'll continue this discussion. It's a series that we are starting here on New Day. Now we've seen how much we can do with 20,000 Ghana cedis. Next question, how do you get the funding? Are you able to raise it on your own? Would you need a bank to assist you, or probably another financial institution anywhere to assist you? Thank you so much. This is still TV3 New Day. Keep the conversations coming. We'll keep all your messages. If you send them and it's gotten to us, we'll keep it so that subsequently we can get to all of them as we continue with the series on becoming an entrepreneur. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is still TV3 New Day. We'll be back with some entertainment right after this.